Hello everybody, my name is Ace Face. We're going to be testing out a cheap Hawk fit for T2 Exotic Abyss. I have a feeling that this ship might go boom, but I wanted to test it anyway just because I wanted to have a little bit of fun with you guys, and also it's a cheap ship, so it's all like relatively cheap ship, so it's not going to be the whole world if I lose it right here. And the way I was inspired to do this is because I've been in, the T0 to T6 Abyss series. If you haven't watched it, it's a series where I focus on leveling up my character, getting from T0 to T6 Abyss as quick as possible, and I have actually been using the Retribution as a lot. It's an assault frigate that I've been using a ton for Electric Abyss, but I thought, okay, if I wanted to go the Hawk, what could I use? Like, what kind of fit could I use? There would be a cheap fit that would be able to do the T2 Abyss, because T2 Abyss in a frigate actually gives a decent amount of ISK, and if you're able to do it reliably, then it'll be really nice. And the thing is, you can, but often T2 Abyss ships require, like T2 solo frigate Abyss ships, they require a lot of skills and ISK for the actual ship to be able to be good. The Retribution, however, is very good because it can do the T2 Electric Abyss in a relatively cheap fit. So I wanted to see if we could find a way to get Hawk to do T2 Exotic Abyss and be quite a cheap ship. So we'll get in here, switch out our clone. Okay, so we've got no implants in right here. The fit is a hybrid fit, and there's a particular reason for it. It's not that I think that all hybrid fits are so, like, I do like hybrid fits where you go with like a bit of a buff and a bit of active at the same time, but I felt like it was quite logical as well, because when it comes to the Hawk, he gets natural shield boosting capability, so you usually want to focus your capabilities on your shield boosting. The thing is, when I was going with the rockets, because I'm going with rockets to have high DPS to be able to get through waves, like battleship waves, in a decent pace, I had a lot of power grid to spare. I found that like the way I could most utilize my power grid is using a medium shield extender. So we get a big buff actually. And we have 24 HP per second shield boost with some okay resist, because the Hawk naturally has really good resist. But then we get 12 HP per second in our passive regen. So I think that's pretty decent. We've also got pretty high DPS, dual ballistic control systems, and the small bayloading accelerator. So it's not like we're going with the low DPS fit right here. It's actually pretty high DPS fit, to be honest. It's got 3 damage modules. We'll get into this. And the reason I want to go for the exotic is because the Hawk has a natural bonus to the kinetic missiles. So I think it's going to be best for time. I feel like this fit will be a lot safer if we were to go into darks. But the thing is, the dark sides will also go a bit slower. So it's like plus minus. Okay, maybe I could survive easy in the darks, but I'll do them slower. So I'm going to do the deadliest one first, the exotic, because the exotic is going to make this so that the NPCs can apply better. But on the other hand, we're going to see if we're able to do the exotics, then definitely we'll be able to do darks. So I mean, if we don't survive here in exotics, we can always go for darks later. So I've got 3 different missile types. One is the Rage Rockets, like the short range, high DPS ammunition rockets. Then I've got the Javelin Rockets, these ones right here, which have a bit better range in case I need to kite a little bit, have like 27-kilometer range. And then I have also got the EM missiles, and there's a particular reason for that. It's just in the case of the rogue drone battleship wave, then I can have like some decent speed in taking out shield, because shield has an extremely low EM resist. So that's all be really nice to have some EM damage, so we can get through that quickly. And even though we don't get any bonus to the EM missiles, it's still going to be quite quick. But we're able to actually take out these dynamics very quickly. I think it's because they're Vela dynamics, because they're a bit weaker. But we can use our shield boosting here, cap stable. I was considering to use a dual shield booster fit, which will give me a lot better shield boosting capabilities, and that could be an option as well. We could maybe test it later. The reason I wanted to opt in for the medium shield extender fit with like a hybrid style is because I saw that there was a lot of power grid to spare, and I felt like I was wasting a lot of my ship's capabilities. And it's nice to have a big buffer as well in the Abyss, especially when you're in frigate style in case of a wrecking shot. So I just went for that instead. And it's also not cap stable when I use a dual medium shield booster fit that was cheap. That is cheap. Key point is cheap, because you can make like really crazily good active tank shield fits with a Hawk, but they're quite expensive because they're using expensive shield boosters, expensive small shield boosters. Oh my gosh, they're so expensive. They're one of the most expensive small modules you can have, like frigate size modules you can have. I don't think there's very few modules that are more expensive for frigates than small shield boosters, because small armor pairs don't cost anywhere near what the small shield boosters cost. We can check here. Small shield booster. So here, Pithy A-type, 135. Gisty A-type, 126. Like 200 million for Gisty C-type. So it's like crazy what kind of price we have to pay for those kind of shield boosters. Okay, cool. Wave completed, really easy. But those feelers, they're usually naturally really easy waves. Okay, we'll go to the buy commitment of cash over here. Maybe reload quickly with the javelin to get a nice little volley, but I mean, I think by the time we get to this ship, or this commit of cash, we'll already have taken out. We'll get in range of rage, but no, we were actually able to get one volley in right there. Oh, it was not able to fully volley this guy because the javelin is very low damage, very low damage. See, now I'm curious now, what is the highest DPS? Is it Bayloading Accelerator or Deflection Catalyst? Because usually I noticed that going for Bayloading Accelerator increases DPS, but it might be, since we've got so short reload time of the rockets, it might be better to go with the Deflection Catalyst. So it's 286 DPS. This makes us like fire faster, but Deflection makes each missile do more damage. 286. 286.4. There's very minute difference. Devoted Trapper. Oh, Sanchez. These guys are deadly because they do EM damage. We have one of our lowest resistors EM. We've got very good thermal though, so that's good. Okay, Devoted Hunter I think is the most DPS. I'll try to keep our range, see if we can. Orbit around. I think an alternative we could use here is to go with Javelin and Kite at 20km range, but I want to try going with the high DPS ammunition, see how that turns out. Might be better. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. This could be deadly right here. Incoming! Okay, I'll move to the side a little bit. Devoted Hunter I think is going to be doing the most DPS. Yeah, I think we'll go down pretty quickly because we do a lot of close range. We do so much damage, but they do also a ton of damage. Let's see now. Okay, one down. Another Devoted Hunter over here. It'd be really annoying if that was a cruiser. Cruisers would do tons of damage. But it seems like at this close range right here, they're doing full damage and we're able to tank it decently. We're still not at our max regen, which is around here, because the passive recharge is max like 25 or 30%. Okay, so it seems like we went through that wave very smoothly. That's good. So the worst case Sancho wave would be if there's cruisers. Oh, the cruisers will be annoying because they do so much damage. We have to get in close and speed tank. Kiting will not be an option. I worry that those cruisers will kill us if we were to get a cruiser wave. That could be a really bad thing. Because it's really... anything that does EM damage is a nightmare for this ship. So this guy seems to be out of range, so we'll go with the Scourge Javelin. 2.2 million. We can actually probably should have just approached him, to be honest. You land a few volleys right here. Yeah, you see how much less damage we're doing right now that we've stopped using the rage. Scourge Rage Rocket is so good. Scourge Rage Rocket. Okay. See now, what have we got in this wave? Another good thing about hybrid style is that we're not really relying so much on capacitor. We are relying on capacitor for our shield booster and afterburner, but not as much as if we're using dual shield boosters. Okay, got some null charges over here, gonna newt us a bit. I think it'll be alright. We shouldn't be wasting ammunition like that. Okay, now I can shoot. What is our range again? 13 kilometers. Yeah, so they're getting real close and personal, it's alright. Yeah, they're getting some fat newts right there. Oh my gosh, they're using big newts. I've only got a PB compact cam battery, really crap cam battery, so it's not that good newting resistance we've got. Yeah, these guys are taking a bit of time to get through. It's a bit annoying. What is the ammunition type we're using? We're using Rage Rocket, okay. Orbit maybe close. I feel like this should be going down a bit quicker. Why are they taking such a long time to get through? And we've got minus 30 kinetic resistance, so I guess it could go a bit quicker if it was like minus 50%. Let's get close to Charybdis Tyrannos. You can sort of go, make like a loop, sort of like go like this and around. Let's get to use our shield booster. Some decent tank with it because of the Hawk's natural shield boosting capabilities. Go a Javelin, do a little bit of damage initially. But I really think Darks will be a lot safer because all the turret-based NPCs are just going to be doing so much damage, and missile-based NPCs as well, because we're going to be going quicker. The missiles are going to do less, apply less to us. So I really think Darks could be a way to do this a lot safer. But again, it's going to be slower. So I think that it would be a bit of a risk-benefit analysis you would have to make. This is definitely, I feel this is definitely a lot riskier. Start shooting. You can make a little bit of a turn right here. Push Charybdis Tyrannos to the origin conduit, because you can sort of do that to save a bit of time. We see the origin conduit over there. We just loop around and push Charybdis Tyrannos. Charybdis always likes to keep range. Okay, we can go with the Scourge Rage. But those were quite deadly newts right there, and that is actually a very big downside of getting up close and personal like we are right now, because the newts are just gonna hammer us, because newts are, generally speaking, very potent on frigates, because frigates have tiny capacitors. But then also when you combine it with that we're really close, newts are also a lot more effective up close. They just go crazy. Like that new cycle, just half my capacitor gone like that, and it was only 2 cruisers. Like, it could be more. And again, I mean, it's not so much stuff we're going to find in T2, but still. That was pretty deadly right there. So it felt not so nice. Like, I feel like it would be worse with Trickle Harpians. Imagine Vedmak Cruiser, for example. But this is what I mean. You push Charybdis Tyrannos. You sort of just keep behind Charybdis, and Charybdis is always going to keep range, and we're slowly but steadily going to get closer to the origin conduit. Save a bit of time instead of having to like go really far or get a big marathon just to get back to the origin conduit. But I'd really love to find cheap T2 frigate fits. The same way I love to find cheap T4 cruiser fits. T2 frigate fits is like one of my goals right now, to just find some cool cheap T2 solo fits that are quite reliable. Because decent amount of ISK is able to be achieved from T2 exotics, or just T2 filaments in general when you're doing them solo. Then doing them in a cheap ship is going to be awesome, because you're going to be earning back that ship very quickly. And I just like being able to earn my ship back quickly, because it just feels good. It feels like, okay, you mess up, it's not the whole world. A lot less stress than high tier, where you're like T5, T6, where it takes quite a bit of time to earn back that ship. You earn a lot of ISK, but it takes a bit of time to earn it all back. Okay, so that was a bit of T2 exotic in the Hawk right there. I think I might do more tests to get this to be a more reliable fit. There's some waves I definitely think there's going to be problems with this fit. But we did explore a little bit here how it was. Like Triglavians, no problem, or at least the Vela Diamondbacks, no problem, which are a bit of weaker Triglavians, so it's not a good representation. But those little frigates, the Santra frigates, went pretty well. I also went like half shields, just slapped them to pieces. The thing I worry about is if we have Santra cruisers, they could do a lot of damage to us. And then I also worry about Angel Wave, could potentially be quite deadly, because they do a lot of damage in general and they just apply really good. I also worry about maybe neuting waves like Starving Vedmax, maybe even Sleeper cruisers. And then I also worry a bit about the Marshal wave, because Marshals do quite a bit of damage even to frigates. I think that we will have the tank to tank them just because of how small we are as a frigate, but they can still do quite a bit of damage. I worry a bit about the Marshals. They could maybe do a bit of damage, because I think the worst Marshal spawn you can get in T2 is 2 Marshals, because in T1 it's just 1 Marshal. You can get 2 then in T2. I think I did get that once, and I was using a Purifier in T2 Abyss and I just got slapped. And this is a lot tankier than a Purifier, but I just worry a bit about that. I think we might be alright though, because we just got an Afterburner. We've got a tiny little needle signature radius right here, so it should be alright. But that's another little side wave I worry a bit about, but hopefully it'll go good. Gonna have to do more exploring in this fit right here. So that's enough for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.